The following teaching is possible thanks to the friends and partners of Spirit and Truth Fellowship International.
Today I want to talk about consequences because I think consequences is one of the most valuable lessons that a person can learn in life, especially if you can learn this when you're younger. What I'm talking about is that every time we make a choice, there's a consequence, and there's even consequences to us not making choices. The other day it happened to be that I was applying some lotion to the back of my grandson, Seth. The reason is he was sunburned. His skin looked like a lobster. Now, you've got to understand, Seth has that kind of skin, very white, tends to burn and not tan. He's got lots of freckles as a result and very fair eyes, but he's been burned a number of times. And so as we've gotten into early summer, we've consistently told him, remember to put on your sunscreen. It's always got to be an SPF 50 or higher. And, we're always reminding him to wear his swim shirt so when he goes out, he doesn't get burned. Well, just so happens he was invited by a friend over for a play date. The friend had a swimming pool. We had reminded Seth, take everything with you. But once he got there, it's like every 10, 11-year-old little boy, they get busy. And when, he's embarrassed to put on his swim shirt, and his friend even said to him, well, it's not that hot, so you probably don't need it. Well, it's not about the heat, it's about the rays of the sun. And I think Seth, yielding to peer pressure, decided, well, he just wanted to fit in more, so he didn't wear it. So here I am, a number of hours later, with my little lobster back boy applying sunscreen. I asked him, now, is there anything you've learned from this today? This is a number of times you've been sunburned. Well, he's a Boy Scout, so typically he relates to me the different types of, there's a burn that's a category 1 and a 2 and a 3, and this is a 1, reddish skin and stuff. Well, what else have you learned? And I coach him a little bit about peer pressure and giving into, the opinions of others when you know the right thing to do. And, he admitted, yeah, that was wrong. And then he said to me out of the blue, he said, the other thing I learned is I got consequenced by the sun. And I just cracked up because consequences is something that we've always been coaching the kids, that when you make a choice, there's consequences. This is a principle that God clearly lays out in His Word. He always is telling us to make the right choice. He coaches us in Proverbs on wisdom and trying to learn the right, the fair, the just, and straight path. And He also gives us the principle that every farmer knows very well, sowing and reaping. And if you don't sow, you won't reap. But what you sow is the type of crop you will reap. In other words, if I want to have friendship, I need to be a friend. If I want to have people who love me, I need to love others. What I sow in life is a direct result of what I will reap. And fortunately, we always reap more than we've sown. Or sometimes, unfortunately, if what I've been sowing is evil and wickedness and wrong, then again, I can reap that. Now, it's only by God's grace and mercy that we don't actually reap exactly according to as we've sown. But nevertheless, the point is that life is filled with consequences. And if things are going wrong in your life, maybe step back and look and say, am I contributing to this? Have I been sowing into this? Not that everything that's bad that happens to us is a result of what we've sown, but it can be a factor. So, again, one of the most valuable lessons that we can all learn is that with choice comes consequences. And like my son Seth, we don't want to be consequenced by the sun.